Hello everyone and welcome to another Spore creation video where you guys in the comments will issue me challenges, ideas, you know, all those kind of good stuff, and I will go ahead and try my best to fulfill them in game. This is the first one in quite a while because I am a horrible slacker and I do apologise. The first one in 2019 as well. And for today's challenge, I've had multiple variants and iterations of this one. So essentially, use one of every part. I've had some people say no mods, so one of every part, no mods at all, so I assume that means vanilla, or like as in complexity meter as well. I've had some say to use all vanilla parts without the complexity meter, so with DI installed but only using vanilla parts. And then I've had some say use every single part available. So for the first one, I'm going to try all of them. But for the very first one, I'm going to go ahead and do this within absolute full vanilla constraints. Now, I've got a bit of a tricky thing here because it's all well and good saying every part. Does that include the limbs? Does that include the hands and the feet? Because that ain't happening. That is absolutely not happening. So, to go ahead and set a couple of boundary rules, especially for the complexity meter, if people want me to go like absolute full on, use one of absolutely everything, that would have to be with mods. So we could do that the whole, without the complexity meter, vanilla parts, if that's what people want, although that's going to be one really ugly creation. Let's be serious now. But for this one, I'm going to go ahead and settle for one head, one eye, maybe a couple of these. I don't know, but one eye, these are very, very complex. It will eat up the complexity meter very, very quickly. Go one arm, or like, minimum, of course. Like one arm, one leg, one hand, one feet. Again, minimum. I think I'm going to prioritize the details first, they are the cheapest part, and then we'll go for the weapons afterwards. So, what can we get? So, first things first, I'm going to make this spine as small as possible, since if you guys check in the top right hand corner here, the complexity meter, as you add more to the spine, it actually does contribute to the complexity. And since we actually have to worry about the complexity meter for the first time in a really long time, I'm going to go ahead and make the actual vertebrae very, very small. But I'm going to make the body fairly large, that way we have more room to work with. Now then, as for how the creation is actually going to look like, that's the thought, isn't it? That's the thing. It needs arms, it needs legs. Right, what kind of head can we go with? I want to try use a head that I don't normally use, but also one that's got a lot of real estate and a lot of room. That way we can shove on more parts on top of it. Then again though, it'd also be good to use this one. This one is the cheapest part. Oh, actually, yes, okay, we'll use this part here. I have an idea. I'm kind of like just winging it, by the way. So let's go ahead then and do that. And by the way, tab to rotate on the multiple axis. So this is going to be some kind of crest. Some kind of very, very odd, very weird looking crest. Right, that is the beginning of our creation. In fact, I think I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Nah, okay, we'll keep it large actually. Ah, man, it being just a big ball thing is so awkward. Let us use this here. I really am trying to go for the absolute minimums that I can. That way I can add on more parts later on, because this is going to be really, really tricky. I think when people say use one of every part, I don't think people really think about the actual minimum, well, the actual complexity limit. Because that really, really does massively complicate the challenge itself. Right then, so let me think. What kind of feet do we want here? Does creepy and cute count? I'm gonna assume no. It is vanilla, but I'm gonna assume not. Let's have one of these feet be like that. So we have one foot like that, and we'll have, there you go, that can be the other foot there. That way, I can't do one of everything, but I can at the very least, kind of change it up a little bit. In fact, it kind of looks like it's raising its foot up now. So that's that one done. Let's get some arms. Oh, it's going to look so silly. Oh, I have an idea, actually. I have an idea. Are they bent differently as well? Yeah, they are. Huh. Yeah, they're like proper, looks like it's slanted, or what's the word? Kneeling on the side or something. Right, leaning, that's the word. The arms are going to be in the air like this. Alright, I've got ideas. I'm actually somehow inspired with this in some weird way. Kind of reminds me of a Pokemon so far. Right then. Let's do that. So we have that going. And before I put on anything else, let's put one of these parts on. like that. Let's go ahead and make that. There you go. Oh, that's as big as I can make it, right? I honestly forgot there's a limit to the sizes. I'm really I'm not a fan of vanilla. That's a reason why I've been playing with mods the last, like, 5 years. Oh dear, oh dear. And then we had the other one be a saw blade part like that. So we've got the 2 weapons. And let's make it, there you go, nice and edgy. Nice. Very nice. Okay then, so we have that there. Look at some hands. What kind of hands am I going to want for this? One of them can be that. Oh, whoops. Try that again. There you go. That could be one of them. So maybe even looks like it's holding on to the saw blade. I don't know. Maybe it's just horribly spliced together in some really nonsensical way. Yeah. That's close enough. Right, let's get rid of that. Our hands are there. And let's grab this one next. There it goes. Oh yeah, so now it looks like the gnarl horn is like proper coming out of the palm of the hand. Right then. So there we go, and that's a start. Right then. I'm just gonna jump straight into the details and see what we can add on. So, first things first. Acorn, right. That can be the eyes of our weird creature. That's as big as I can make them. Oh my god, I forgot how limiting the sizes are. Blech. Right, so we've got that. We've got some nurples. Those can be the eyebrows. if they even can be. There we go. It definitely is looking like some kind of Pokemon, isn't it? In fact, if I put those like there. Oh, this could work actually. Right, so let's do that. Let's move those to the side there. Go ahead and do that. So now they're kind of containing it. It looks like some kind of eye. Not really. But close enough, eh? Close enough. This could be a nose. That's the worst nose I've ever seen in my life. Okay then. This bit here could be his tail. Oh, this is just absolutely stupid looking. One of every part, they said. One of every part. Alright then. Alright. That's some kind of weird tail thing. Gonna make that asymmetrical as well. That way it halves the complexity. Nice little trick there for vanilla users. Right, so these, I'm going to use sprinkles as they're called. Oh, I can't put it there. Right. That's a point actually. I suppose in theory, when I say one of everything, I could just use literally one of everything, make everything asymmetrical. I definitely could do that. Right. I will do that if I need to. I actually do have another challenge I've been issued, and that was to make a fully asymmetrical creation. But I feel like if I try and squeeze that in with this creation, it's going to be a little bit cheesy, if you will. Like, I feel like I'd be a bit lazy. I should do a fully asymmetrical creation in my own time and not, you know, just combine it with this just to make this challenge easier. If you get what I'm saying. Right, so we've got some rotten tails. That can be a big fluffy chest. No, it can't be because I can't make the part big enough. Right. If I do that, oh, that's an interesting pattern. Screw it, we're keeping it. Right. Add DNA. Getting all the DNA. Getting all the DNA. There we go. The fluorobine. The least used part in all of Spore. What is a good use I can have for that? I'm just going to put it there. Because I legitimately don't know how to use this part. Like, I really have no idea. It's the most bizarre, what's the word? Niche part in the game, and it's just really odd. There you go. Be all big and fluffy like that. Cool. There's one intimidating foe. Great. Okay then. Next up, we have some derma beaks, or the some crystal parts here. In fact, I'm going to go a little bit backwards to this one. Right, for the crystal parts, let's grab this top one here. Just chuck it in the middle like that. Let's grab the second, wait, what's that called? Gemite. I thought it was a Jabated then, I was really confused. Let's put the second biggest one there. Get the third biggest, what's that called? Bullable warts. Never really paid attention to these names before. They're very, very odd, aren't they? Okay, and then we'll have the dermabarks there. Great, that is one. Actually, we can have these parts like down here. No, that looks crud. I'm gonna put those. I'll put it here. There we go. Excellent. Nailed it. Oh, wait. There you go. Nailed it. Right then. Good. Excellent. Next up, we've got some feathers. Got some good old feathery parts. Right, for the feathers, I will go ahead and chuck that one on the legs. Like that. Make it all big and fluffy as well. So it's a bit of a fun thing, actually. In theory, when it comes to this challenge, use one of everything. What I could arguably do, if I wanted to be really, really cheeky, is to make every part as small as it could be, and just hide it. But I think that's a bit cheap. That's, like, you know, really missing the point of the challenge. That's always been the thing with me when it comes to these challenges, is I try to take them literally, because just finding, like, little loopholes and trying to cheat the challenges is just, what's the point, you know? Why take a challenge if you're not going to do it? So I try to, so like here, for example, I'm trying to make all the individual parts, like, obvious in some way. At least visible. That, to me, just makes more sense. And you can have a big, fluffy butt. Right, we've got a peacock piece here that can go along with that bit there. With a long tail. Like, can I not make it any longer? Really? Wow. Okay, that's a bit lame. Well, that is closer enough, I guess. I want it to be a little bit longer and, like, you know, kind of cup the ball thing here. Kind of like that, basically. Bottle at the end, but that's just not going to work. That's fine. That actually looks quite okay. Looks like its tail looks like a net. Interesting. And then the final feather part can be here. It can have even more vibrant eyebrow. Oh, look at that. It's like an owl. What a majestic beast. Kind of like the... There we go. Like that. And notice the complexity meter and how it's already past halfway full. Yeah. This is why I just don't like vanilla anymore. It's way too restricting. I actually used to play vanilla, like, I obviously started Spore with vanilla, without mods and such. If anything, for a long time, I refused to get mods. I thought it would break my game. I was very naive, of course. As in, like, this was when I was very young, didn't understand, like, how mods worked and such. I was just simply stubborn and just didn't want to do it. For no other reason other than, no. So... So for the longest time, I refused to get mods. It wasn't until Davo started creating a couple of his mods, such as the fire part or fire on spit part. That's a very very old one actually. Where I finally started to consider it, and then of course dark spore parts, dark injections. How could anyone refuse that? But before then, yeah, I made tons of vanilla creations, tons and tons, and I was quite happy with it at the time. Actually, I really liked it. It was restricting, but you know, I got used to it at the time. I also made a couple of freedom creations every now and then. And my first ever mega builds were actually vanilla. But then as soon as I kind of got used to mods, and especially as soon as the YouTube channel started getting more popular with mods, you know, that ended up becoming just a priority. And also, it was so much more fun. Like, honestly, tremendously more fun. Right, let's move that bit there. That can be, like, combined with the fluorine thingamabob. Actually, if I put it, like, up there. And by the way, for those wondering, I do currently have the stacking mod enabled. You're probably noticing how I'm putting parts where I normally couldn't. I do have the stacking mod enabled. Honestly, that was an oversight. I did not mean to have that enabled as well. I've tried to get rid of basically every mod I currently have. But the stacking mod does work with vanilla. As in, you actually can share creations that use that mod. And therefore, to me, it's actually quite acceptable to have. Which is why I don't mind having it on right now. Some people might disagree. That's perfectly fine, to be honest. But in my opinion, a shareable creation that, you know, won't screw up people's games, to me, that is quite acceptable to have. Right, let's get some branch-like horns. Or that. That works too. Actually, it's a bit too large. There you go. Let's go ahead and make it a little bit smaller. Now it's got like big majestic antlers. Excellent. Flowers. On the fluorine, of course. Where else? And yeah, without the stacking mod, I wouldn't be able to do things like this. And I'd be running out of space very, very quickly. What next then? Whipwicks. Where can I have that? Let me see, I've got all sorts of things here actually. I want to put things on the arms and legs, but they're asymmetrical now, aren't they? Yeah, so if I put one there, it won't mimic on the other side, and it's just annoying. I'm just trying to think, oh, what I can do, actually, is that. Why not? Just why not? So that's one more piece there. Let's add to the big majestic tail and have the whip part here as well. Like so. There we go. Oh, actually. There you go. Nice and angled, nice and pretty. Very, very nice, very nice. I need to have the hair leg mite somewhere. Where can I have that? I can have that. Let's have one of them here. Kind of like that. That kind of works. One there, and then one over there. On either foot. Yeah, that kind of works. And then have these bits here like that. Not sure what they are. They're just adding to the feathery cresting things. Right then. Next up we've got the shell shards. We've got the health pieces. Right. How am I gonna use these? I think we'll have this part here can be on the hips or whatever this area here is called. that works. Right, yeah, there you go. Have one there. Followed up with these parts here. Like that. Followed up by this piece that, in fact, I just missed a tier of pieces. Yeah, I did actually. Whoops. I'll come back to that, it's fine. Right, we'll have that bit there then. That way it kind of follows a bit of a pattern. Ah, stop moving. There you go, like that-ish. With a nail down, good old trusty nail down. Where can that go? That can go on the arms, I reckon. Just, oh wait, not there. Actually, yeah, there. Have one there. Like that, just to add, you know, just a bit more to it. And have the same thing again on the other side. Like that. Cool. Right, so that's all that tier done. I forgot this tier here, so I'm gonna have one of these just protruding like that. It's a rhino now. Oh god. Yeah, some kind of weird rhino beast. We'll have a couple of these. What on those? That can be... Got those up there, actually. This could be quite interesting. If it works, maybe. Yeah, something like that, just protruding from the nail downs. Again, just adds a little bit extra. Delete that one entirely. And copy that over here. Like that. Yeah. Cool, I think. The Hydroloxylopapatite. Right, that's a cool name. That one can just... Oh god, I'm actually running out of space here. God damn. Where do I want to put that one? I can just shove it on top of the rock knees, I guess. That works. Or I can put it here on the back of its like behind its legs, behind its knees or whatever. So one there and one there. That way it's vaguely symmetrical. We've got shell shards. Where can I put the shell shards? Right there inside the eyes. Those are the little pupils. The little diamond-like pupils. That looks really, really terrible. Okay, never mind. Where can I put those? Probably on the top of this. This is an incredibly messy creation, and this just looks so stupid. Right. Now we've got the aquatic things. Let me see. Where can we put these? I will add some sails. I have a side here. We're about to run out of complexity now. But for vanilla creation, I'm actually quite impressed with this. In terms of how much we've been able to fit on. The appearances are just... yeah. We'll attach these little pieces to the end of the whip wicks. Which, by the way, this little thing here, attaching the Phineas on top of the whip wicks, that actually can be done without the stacking mod. By the way, just so you guys are aware. You actually can create this effect here, with the things on the tips, without any mods at all. Like, go try it if you're on like if you have done a Spore. You can do it. You can do it. Right, that looks okay. I want some Jowie frills up here. The Jowie being my mascot, for those curious or wondering. I can go up there. Oh my god. Right, let's move that a little bit. Yeah, there you go, a little bit further back there. Or ahead, and then point it backwards like that. But now it's obscuring the flower power thingamabob. We can't be having that now, can we? Where can I put that instead then? I could put these like that. It will look only slightly stupid. What the hell? There you go, yeah, like that. That's, yeah, only slightly stupid, she says. There you go. And then we can have, where can we have these? Where can we have those? On the back of on the tails back here? I guess, maybe? Like that? Let's try it. And put those all the way to the base down there. There you go, and kind of like move a bit towards each other. Oh, not that. That kind of works. Or maybe like that. That works. I like that. Okay then. And now we have wings. Now, as you can see, we have run out of parts. That right there, exactly why I've avoided using the eyes, because these are very, very expensive. Why I didn't want to have like multiple hands, multiple feet, etc. Why I did try to go one of each, ish, kind of. And also you can see here why I went with the most basic mouth. Everything's like, we've reached a complexity meter now. So all I can really do is have some big feathered wings there. Right, so we have feathered wings here. Make those really big because why not? Now, every single centered piece, I'm going to hold A and make them asymmetrical. And it should carve a little bit down of my complexity meter. And that will allow me to add in, even if it's just like 1 or 2 more parts, it will allow me to add more parts in. So I could go ahead and use the 3 other, actually no I can't because that one's still unavailable. I could use the other 2 wings, but instead I'm going to actually try and use a couple of these parts over here. So maybe this for example. Just add that to the tail, as it's the running, or it's the same, you know, similar theme. So do that. Let's make it, there you go, like big and majestic. Big pretty tail. There we go. So we have that there, good. What else can we add? Thinking. Add that there. Add that onto the eyes. There you go, now its pupils are nostrils. Nice. Nice. 10 out of 10 creating. We're going to add a little bit more. We're going to give it some ears. And that is the last part. Right then. So there we go now. I did try and use as many of one of every part as I possibly could. I really did try. Without being, you know, cheesy and just making it a fully asymmetrical creation. And I think that's a beautiful name. Taka, what's that? Takascala. That's a fantastic name. Like, best name ever for this. With the constraints and the reasons I mentioned before, I actually think that this is quite successful for the challenge. It looks downright stupid. Just to make it look even better, let's go ahead and search rainbow. Alright, and let's use, let me see, let's use that colour scheme there. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Takascala. There we go. Right then, why is he, I don't know why the background is flashing black like that. I do apologise, I've got no idea why that's happening. Especially with vanilla. Like, if I had mods on, fine, but no mods and it's flashing? Or shaders? I don't know. But there you have it, friends. There you have it. The one of everything challenge. And it looks downright stupid. I think the colours kind of really tie it together, don't you think? So, like I said earlier on then, there were 2 other variants to the challenge. One was to do it again, but without the complexity meter. And then one more was to do it again, but with mods. And therefore without the complexity meter. So let me know if you do want to see those. Also, as always, let me know of any other challenges you have in mind. I do want to bring this series back again. I'm sorry I've not done it for quite a while now. Just been busy. Very, very busy. But yes, it is good fun though. It's good fun. Good, very silly, crazy, ridiculous fun. And as always, I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say next. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you all next time. Bye!